Imagine deleting a file on your computer. It disappears, but something subtle happens. Your device warms slightly. Energy is released, because erasing information has a physical cost. That single fact, small, almost invisible, changed physics. It forced scientists to confront a radical idea. Information is not abstract. It is physical. And once you accept that, you begin to ask a deeper question. Is information more fundamental than matter? Let's start somewhere familiar. When you look at a book, what are you seeing? Ink patterns, paper fibers, molecules. But the meaning of the book is not in the molecules. It's in the pattern, the arrangement, the information encoded in structure. Now consider DNA. The molecules themselves are carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen. But what makes DNA powerful is not the atoms. It's the sequence, the informational code. Life is not just chemistry. It is chemistry arranged informationally. So already in biology, we see that information matters as much as substance. Now go deeper. In 1948, Claude Shannon formalized information theory. He defined information in terms of uncertainty reduction. The more unpredictable a message, the more information it carries. Shannon's entropy equation looks strikingly similar to Boltzmann's entropy equation in thermodynamics. That wasn't coincidence. Information and thermodynamic entropy are mathematically linked, which suggests something profound. Information is not separate from physical reality. It obeys physical law. Then in the 1960s, Rolf Landauer proved something radical. Erasing one bit of information has a minimum thermodynamic cost. Information is not free. It cannot be destroyed without increasing entropy. This is called Landauer's principle. It means information processing is constrained by physics. Your computer heats up because logic operations dissipate energy. Your brain heats up because thinking consumes energy. Information is not floating in abstraction. It is embedded in matter and energy. Now, fast forward. Physicist John Archibald Wheeler proposed something provocative. It from bit. He suggested that every physical quantity, every particle, every field, ultimately derives from yes or no questions, binary distinctions, information at the root of reality. He wasn't saying the universe is literally a computer. He was saying that information might be more fundamental than matter. Now think about black holes. In the 1970s, Jacob Bekenstein and Stephen Hawking discovered something astonishing. Black holes have entropy, and that entropy is proportional not to their volume, but to their surface area. That is bizarre. It suggests that the information describing what falls into a black hole is encoded on its boundary, not inside it. This insight fed into the holographic principle, developed by Gerard Hooft and Leonard Susskind. Principle suggests that the information describing a region of space may be encoded on its surface. Reality might be holographic, three-dimensional space emerging from two-dimensional information. Now let's pause, because we're stepping carefully. This does not mean we live in a video game. It means that information and geometry are deeply connected. In recent years, physicists like Juan Maldacena and Mark van Raamsdonk have shown that space-time geometry may emerge from patterns of quantum entanglement. Entanglement is not communication. It's correlation. When particles are entangled, their states are linked. Van Raamsdonk proposed that if you reduce entanglement between regions of space, space-time itself disconnects. Geometry emerges from information structure. That is extraordinary. Space may be built from informational relationships. Now zoom back out. Particles are excitations of fields. Fields behave differently at different scales. Space-time may emerge from entanglement. Information appears everywhere. So ask the question directly, is the universe made of stuff or made of information? Some physicists argue for digital physics, the idea that the universe is fundamentally computational. Others caution against taking the metaphor too literally. But almost everyone agrees on one thing: information plays a central role in modern physics. Now bring this closer to life. When you argue with someone, what are you exchanging? Information. When you change your mind, what changes? Information structure in your brain. When you learn something new, you reorganize neural patterns. Identity may not be substance. It may be informational patterns stabilized over time. Your memories are encoded synaptic connections. Your beliefs are probability distributions updated by evidence. Your habits are compressed behavioral programs. You are not just matter. You're structured information embodied in matter. Now think about this carefully. If information is physical, then attention is powerful, because attention determines what information you encode, and what you encode shapes neural structure, and neural structure shapes perception, and perception shapes reality as experienced. Information is not passive. It reorganizes structure. That's not mystical. It's neuroplasticity. Now zoom further. If the universe at its deepest level is structured information, then reality is relational. Information requires distinction, difference, contrast. A bit is a distinction between 0 and 1. Existence may arise from relational distinction. In quantum mechanics, measurement extracts information. Before measurement, systems exist in superposition. After measurement, outcomes are defined. Some interpretations argue that information acquisition is fundamental to physical process. Now, we must be careful. Physics does not say consciousness creates reality, but it does say that information extraction plays a role in how quantum systems evolve into classical outcomes. Information is central. Now consider your daily life. You wake up. You consume information, news, messages, social media. Each piece of information updates your internal model. Your brain operates like a predictive engine. It constantly updates beliefs based on incoming data. If your informational diet changes, your perception shifts. If perception shifts, decisions shift. If decisions shift, trajectory shifts. Information is not abstract. It sculpts reality through action. Now imagine this at a cosmic scale. If spacetime geometry arises from entanglement patterns, if fields are excitations in informational structure, then reality itself may be a structured difference, structured relation. And what you experience as solidity is stabilized information. That doesn't reduce life. It elevates it. Because information is dynamic. Information can reorganize. Matter seems rigid. Information is fluid. Now think about transformation. If identity is informational pattern, change is informational reconfiguration. Not annihilation. Not reinvention from nothing. Reorganization of encoding. This aligns with what we explored in Quantum Reset. You are dynamic configuration. Physics suggests reality itself is dynamic configuration. Not static blocks. Not an eternal substance, but structured, evolving informational relations. This is not romanticism. It is consistent with black hole thermodynamics, quantum information theory, and renormalization. The deeper physics goes, the less it talks about things, and the more it talks about information, relations, and structure. Now ask yourself something quietly radical. If information is fundamental, what are you feeding your system? Because every input reorganizes internal encoding. Every repeated thought reinforces informational pattern. Every experience modifies neural weights. You are not just living in the universe. You are updating within it. And the universe may be updating relationally at every scale, from qubits to neurons to galaxies. The question, is the universe made of bits, is not fully answered. But it has changed physics forever. Because we now understand, information cannot be separated from matter. Entropy cannot be separated from memory. Geometry cannot be separated from entanglement. Reality may not be a collection of objects. It may be a network of informational distinctions. And if that is true, then the most powerful shifts in your life are not material first. They are informational. Change the pattern. And the structure reorganizes. The universe may not be a machine. It may be a relational, informational process. And you are one of its most intricate expressions, not separate from it. but structured within it, not as solid substance, but as dynamic information embodied in energy. And perhaps that is the most grounded, least mystical conclusion of all. The deeper we look, the more reality resembles structured information in motion. And so do we.